I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
All right. Is this? I have no idea if that started or not. My microphone stayed muted. I don't know why.
It did. It's perfect.
Lord. Oh, this.
We're good, Shane.
I'm not hearing you, Shane.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mark. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Welcome to. There he is.
Yeah, sorry about that. I have no idea what's going on.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, we should just leave it like as basic as possible because that's about as far as I'm good at this, being basic, just so you know. Oh, we got JR Paramotor, John Wayne in the house. What's going on?
Yeah, John.
JR doesn't get to make the show half the time because he doesn't get off work till about 8:45 at night, and about time he gets taken care of what he's got to take care of, the show's over. So he watches it the next day or never, whatever. No. I just watched two.
I messaged him the other night. I messaged JR Paramotor the other night. I got on his case. Didn't know what was going on with the guy, but he's still around. He's leading a busy life.
Well, I will tell you, I happened to catch one of his lives on TikTok the other day. That dude had over 3,000 people watching him live. It may have even been more than that.
Right on, man. Go for it, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, heck yeah. Oh, Bill H is in the house. We got John Wayne who just landed. Man, I am exhausted right now. So let's get on to the subject of tonight's one of the subjects tonight. What do you do when? What is the proper? What's the word I'm looking for, Will? What is the proper etiquette when you get invited to a private
procedure?
Yes. So if you get invited to a private fly-in, how should you behave? What should you should do to make sure that you get invited back? So the three of us
Invited.
Yeah. So the three of us tonight on the panel are actually going to Brian Waller's Waller Holler fly-in. It's a private fly-in, and there's a couple others that are involved. But we were discussing it before the show, and what is the proper etiquette? What is it that you want to make sure that you do and don't do? So, and that was about as far as we discussed this. And so we're going to talk about it now, live and on the air, whatever you want to call it. I have no idea. But I know Brian and I have come up with a meal plan. Brian's got some stuff. I got some stuff. Mark's bringing himself, and Will's bringing himself, and everything's pretty much taken care of, which is awesome. I don't know what that was. Anyways, PPG, the other Nick says 6 to 10 beer limit. Is that half a day or for the whole day? Asking for a friend. So Mark, what do you think? What is the what is your idea of a proper etiquette if you get invited to a private fly-in?
Well, you're a guest at somebody else's property. They live there. They have to deal with the locals, like hunters.
Right.
So you just treat their property with respect. Do
Follow
whatever
the
they
rules.
ask you to do.
You would think this is such an easy topic to, but there are people that show up and they're just like, well, this is what I normally do, so I'm going to do it here too. Even though I've been told not to fly low or not to fly over hunters or this area. How many fly-ins did we go to and they're told to get up and get up? You see them flying over the LZ with people trying to take off and land. They're told not to fly in certain areas and they fly anyways. So I don't know why Brian Waller's not on the show tonight. I mean, I know he's not doing anything important, so I think he should be on there so we could talk about rules and regulations, what areas we can and can't fly. I'm just saying, it'd be nice to have him on the show for 45 minutes.
He's in the chat, and he already laid one rule down of no kicking hay bales.
Well,
So
Mark,
I can add something to that topic. Can you hear me?
yes, go ahead.
Okay, so if you're invited to a private fly-in or a private get-together, start with that. Know that it is private and not, to spread the word or whatever and try to make it unprivate, you know what I mean? So people try to invite themselves. That's number one. Number two is, if you don't get invited to somebody's private whatever, to not be offended, because it's that way for a reason. Whether, like Shane was saying, there's a problem with the neighbors, or they're trying to keep it low key, whatever. There's only a few slots that can be filled, and just know you might not be invited to that one, but you'll be invited to the next one probably. So
Brian has been trying to get us to come up to his property for a while. We actually set a date, and it got screwed up because of the North Carolina fly-in, and a lot of people that were going to go to Brian's decided to go to the North Carolina one, and of course the North Carolina one got canceled. So, or was it North Carolina? I don't remember what it was. There was a fly-in.
yeah, Rockingham.
Rockingham. Yes. So, anyways, long story short, I'm glad we can make this happen. And if you bring a spouse and you have a spouse like mine, you got to keep them on a real short leash and control them. I mean, keep them on a leash at all times. Make sure they don't cause any problems. Oh, wait, she won't be there. I'm good. But yeah, it is something to be. I kind of take pride and feel honored to have been invited to a private fly-in. I think that's really cool. And I don't know. I don't always get invited to things, but I was really happy to be invited to this and be able to make it happen. Mark, I know you probably get invited to all kind of private fly-ins. You got to turn them all down except for a couple. I get it.
Negative.
We got Randy in the house. Randy, hello, sir.
I see you, Randy.
Yeah, Will's driving, so he can't see the chat. So it's just Mark and I really don't type too much when I'm on the show, because all you're gonna see is me looking at the keyboard, pecking away with one finger. No one wants to see that.
Hey, there's another thing about a private thing. I mean, chances are whoever's inviting you is your friend, right? And this issue has kind of come up in my local group. And if somebody is your friend and they ask you to sign a waiver, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally get it. If it were me, I would most likely do the same thing. So if your friend asks you to do that, then yeah, don't take it personally. I mean, really, it's just business, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
completely cool with signing a waiver.
me as well. I would have not. I would have actually been surprised if we didn't have one to not sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they were like, "Oh, just go fly," I've been like, "Don't you want a waiver?" Like, I mean, honestly, I think it would be foolish of anybody, whether they're the greatest people in the world or they're not the greatest people in the world. I think it's foolish to have anybody on your property doing this kind of activity without a waiver. I'm perfectly fine with signing one.
I agree.
Although I did ask Brian to go ahead and sign mine, so I don't have to delay if I get there in time to fly. I don't want to be held up with having to read all this. If he could just sign mine, it'd be fine.
Yeah. And if you're not familiar with waivers, basically it just says, hey, you're going to fly the person's property. They're not responsible if something goes wrong. You are, and you're taking all the risk, which we do anyways, right?
Yep.
So, and another thing that I do is if you go to uscpa.org, you can download a waiver, and I keep a stack of those with me. So if it becomes an issue, I can pull that out. Hey, here, I'd be glad to sign this for you. A lot of times that makes things better. So. uscpa.org.
Yeah. So, you're driving, so you can't read this, but I'll go ahead and read it. It's on the screen. Brian Waller said, "This is Jesus. This is just the first of many years to come. I hope a little bigger each year, up to about 30 pilots. That's all the space we have. I only invited Shane to cook." So. Now,
yeah, right? I can't believe he admitted to that.
Hey, listen, I finally understand why I got invited, and I'm okay with that. Dude, I have 4 top sirloin steaks. I'm not kidding you. Is every bit of 9 inches. On the 4 of them laying on top of each other is about 9 inches in thickness. I'm like, good Lord. The lady, when she went to pick it up off the counter to scan it, she had to use both hands. Oh.
Dang, man. Yeah, I saw that picture. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is very good. Mark, I almost convinced myself to do the sous vide thing and just sear them on the grill, and I was like, nah, we go ahead and do it this other way. It's all good.
Yeah, that's how I'd have to do it.
I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah.
Hey, JR Perry, are you making any money from TikTok yet? The dude's killing it on there. He got I think it was 111,000 or 115,000 likes on his last live. Dude, that's crazy.
Right on, man. I'm glad to see him. I'll tell you the truth. I'm glad to see him in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through it and trying to keep on topic, but me doing 2 things at once, it's not good.
Well, it's a nice thing about Tuesday night hangouts. We get to talk about paramotors. We get to talk about life. We get to talk about whatever we want to talk about. Not, just kind of a loose forum.
Hey, Will, you kind of remind me of how. So, hold on. So my grandfather, Chris asked me if I had a choice of how I wanted to die or whatever. I said I want to die like my grandfather, and she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "In his sleep, in peace and quiet, and not like the other people, screaming and hollering in the car."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of driving, I'm coming home I went to check out a van today because I've been looking at it for a long time. And you go to a fly-in, you'll see a lot of Dodge Ram vans or little conversion things or whatever. But I finally bit the bullet and bought one today. Found one I liked. And,
Anything?
2 hours away.
Anything you can tell us about it?
What?
Anything
Yeah.
you can tell us about it?
Yeah, I can actually, and it kind of was neat how it happened. I mean, I was basically going to just get a like a 2017 or 2018, whatever, just an older van and a shell, basically, just a basic van. And I found this one. It was a 2021, and it's already been partially converted. So it's got a cook stove, it's got fresh water tank, gray water tank, it's got a bed in the back, and so I mean it's got solar
Nice.
and yeah, 12 volt stuff like that. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be learning a lot because I don't know anything about the system so much. But
Well, you can get with Brian or myself on the solar stuff. I'm pretty. I got solar on my cargo trailer, which was pretty easy. It was almost in play, to be honest with you. But my whole cargo trailer is all 12 volts for the lights and all the USBs and stuff like that. And then I got an inverter, a 1500 watt or 2000 watt inverter for 110 if I need to run off of that. And I just have a deep cycle battery. I don't have any fancy batteries in there, only because I wasn't trying to spend a ton of money. But I mean, I've lived in it for almost a week, and I've never had any problems with it. Works pretty well.
cool. This has a 2000 watt inverter and a battle something battery.
I don't know.
It's like a big one.
So is it a
LiPo.
lithium?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an expensive battery, just so you know.
I don't think they do that. I'm pretty sure they didn't know that.
Well, somebody had to buy that battery. Somebody had to know how much that battery was worth.
When I got everything all done and stuff, we looked in the glove box and there was a sheet of paper and it listed each thing that was done, like conversion and its cost, how much the person. Basically, it was just someone, just kind of putting it together. But they kept track of the cost. And they spent like $7,000 just doing stuff on the inside. So.
Wow.
It's not perfect for my needs yet, but at least it's a start.
Heck yeah. So, what do you plan on? What is your idea of a finished van?
A finished van. I don't know if you've seen, Eduardo back. He's got the little curly Q mustache.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Well, he's got a Dodge van, and he had his custom done. I really, really like his layout, so I'm probably going to mimic something like that. But his has a bulkhead back, towards the back, to where he can... What?
Go ahead. Nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He's got a bulkhead, basically, but it's back towards the back, to where he opens his back doors, and he could just set his paramotor in there, and it keeps the fumes and stuff separate from the cabin. So I'm probably going to do something along those lines.
So almost like a false wall, if you will.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now, do you fly with avgas or non-ethanol?
Non-ethanol. So
You were
real
gonna,
issue. That would be a real issue.
yeah, you're gonna struggle. You were gonna struggle greatly to keep those fumes out of the living quarters of that van.
Well, I mean, he's real happy with it. And
Right.
So I think that he did make some modifications to it to make it. He didn't just throw up a panel. I think he did something extra. So I'll have to give him an ask.
Yeah,
Well,
he probably vented it.
Yeah, I was gonna say just what Mark just said. There's a way to run a 12 volt, like make just even a computer fan, if you will, and push air in or out with another vent on the other side to do a cross ventilation thing would work pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, this has a fantastic vent.
Say that again?
This has a fantastic vent. You know, the
Okay. Yes. Those are over $300. That's why I got one of those screaming, yelling, loud ones that I paid $60 for. I wasn't paying $300 something for an exhaust fan for my cargo trailer.
they're pretty expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, dude, the fan is a little louder than I think it should be, but it works perfect because my wife likes the white noise, and so it helps her sleep. And it does move. It moves plenty of air. I have no issues with it. When we were in West Virginia or Virginia, this last flying for Easy Pace, I had to turn it off. I guess it was like what 55 or 56 degrees in the morning. Man, I was freezing. I was freezing, dude. I was like, all right, hold on now. And I messed up because I was on the air mattress, and I just had the sheet on the air mattress. Of course, the air mattress is room temperature, so I'm dealing 55, 60 degree bed, and then covered up over that. There was 2 nights in a row, or 2 mornings in a row, and I was like, all right, old. But it was because of the air mattress. My wife, who's way smarter than I am, told me I have another comforter in there. She's like, put the comforter down, sleep on top of the comforter, and then cover up. Next morning, well, it was just fine. I slept like a baby. It wasn't cold, wasn't hot. This is why I need her, because if not, I will not make it very well through life. Just say no.
Honestly, I've got a bone to pick with her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm mad that she's not going to be up at Waller's. I was looking forward to seeing her again.
Hold on. You can't see it on you can't see it on the screen. John Wayne just said, "White noise, how privileged."
Yeah, right. I mean, how long? That's not an old term, I don't think. I mean, gosh, when I was growing up, I wouldn't even known what white noise was.
Me neither. Yeah, I told her. So my wife is. They have a point system at work. If you call out sick, they give you a point. But if you call out the next day, it's only 1 point. So of course, if you call out once, why wouldn't you call out the next day? You're still just going to get 1 point. So I told her, I said, you never get any points. Like, she's scared to death to get a point. You get like 12 of them. The girl never calls out sick or nothing. I'm like, maybe you should just call out sick on Thursday morning and show up with me Wednesday night. And she's like, no, they make me go to the Health Alliance or whatever it is, their doctor office, and to verify, because everything is considered COVID related. So they got to make sure they don't have COVID. So she would not be able to go anyways, because she'd have to go and get checked out for COVID. So it's just dumb. So yeah, she won't be there. She is going to the other private flying that we got invited to. She will be there.
Oh, good.
And I was told, Will, that it's okay for us to put our air mattress in the same bedroom as you.
Yeah, no problem. If you don't mind, sleeping under.
No, not at
I'll
all.
just throw my mattress right on top of you guys.
Did you say you're going to throw your package on top of us? What'd you say?
Yeah, I did not say that. Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Have you flown Street Bar yet?
No.
Okay,
Me
never
neither.
mind.
I passed the opportunity up for Dave Wolf to set mine up. I just wasn't feeling it. I whatever, dude. I was having a moment, and I did not get it up. I still haven't had it set up yet. I'm not sure if Waller knows how to do it, but I can tell you when I did have speed bar hooked up at the SIV course, it was absolutely amazing, and I would love to do it again. Is there a chance I can use the speed bar and water foot drag at the same time?
Sure.
Yeah, you ought to try it. I would suggest it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Walter,
good for my channel.
yeah, that it is. Hey, Walter's in the house from Australia. PPG the other Nick, he said he did his. So we may have to. I have my speed bar with me. I don't know. It is. I don't know why.
My question is. Yeah, well, my question is I have the speed bar. You know, I have the two sister clips around my waist, around the harness, and when I go to clip it in, you have to undo the sister clips to clip it. You know, on both sides.
Right.
So, wondering if anyone had a good system instead of like holding the one sister clip in your mouth so it doesn't go flying back, or tucking it under something, or while you're attaching the other one. It seems like a simple thing, but it's been kind of a challenge for me.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I launched with mine already hooked up, and I don't know.
So,
Are you doing it?
Yours already clipped?
Well, when I did it during the SIV, it clipped in, and then I took off and went up and disconnected, did the whole, pulled the speed bar out, set it all up, and go. But you're setting yours up, hooking yours in as you're flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
So I guess you could just hook it up before you launch.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, you hook it up before you take off.
Yeah. I think that if I can't see the chat, so if there's anyone in the chat that can enlighten us on that, that'd be awesome. But I guess there would be no disadvantage of just hooking it up before you launch.
So Shane's Planet Shane says that he hooks up all of it before he even clips himself into and start it. So everything's already hooked up before he even starts his motor. I don't know if I want to try to do it during a flight, just a fear of the sister clip falling and getting into the prop or whatever. What if that thing gets sucked into the prop and it just hooks you hard left or hard right?
Yeah. Well, every time I've done it, that's exactly how I've been doing it. So, and I'm not understanding Shane's Planet Shane, how he's doing that without, because, well, yeah, I don't really understand how he's doing that. I guess I need to see a picture.
I think once you've put you hooked your risers to your carabiner, is that when you would hook up your speed bar to your sister clip? Hold on, Will. We're losing you. Hold on. Give it a second. Mark, are we setting your I guess we're gonna set my speed bar up, and we're gonna set yours up, Will? Mark?
No. You
Why
guessed
not?
wrong.
Or are you we're flying each other's wings, right? Finally.
That's fine, but I'm not going to hook my speed bar up.
Okay.
I don't want the one more thing added in there, one more headache.
Why do you invite me then?
I said the same
That
thing.
was the limit.
I said the exact same thing.
I'm concerned with forgetting to put the speed bar away, to stow it away, and then try to land and then get that hooked around one of my feet or both my feet and trip and just take a total nose dive right into the ground. What's up, Ben?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna hook up speed bar to try and fly with Will. He does everything he can to not fly with me anyway, so what's the sense?
Oh yeah, right. Right there,
I'll
that's
just
all
fly at
misdirection.
my own pace.
Will. Let me just pull Will. No one ever wants to fly with me. Hey, there's Will. Let's fly with him. I'm Will. Hey, I'm going over here. They're not going to be able to keep up with me. I'm going to land. Why did you guys want to fly with me? Man.
All right.
I did have
Try not to take it
I had Pablo hook up my new brakes today, and I had him make them about 1.5 inches longer.
Longer or shorter?
Longer.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yours
too
is
short.
longer. Correct. I remember now. I think I had Shannon do mine up to, man, I want to say over 4 inches. And because I was flaring, before I had it inspected, I was flaring, and it was not doing anything. And then after I had her shorten my brakes up, and just on takeoff, I barely even think about adding a little pressure, and I was 20 foot in the air. I was like, holy crap. So, but yeah, I do proper brakes, taking off and landing makes a huge difference. That's for sure.
Oh,
So-
you're not kidding. Especially on land.
So PPG, the other Nick, he said if it's hooked up properly, it should bungee back up to the bottom of the seat board. Talking about the speed bar. Yeah, I don't know. Mine's not hooked up. Mine's sitting in the back of my truck where it's been since the day I got it. And I should put that right next to my flotation that's sitting on top of my refrigerator.
I think it
Same
can
thing.
still become a trip hazard, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the Velcro, and Mark, you're exactly right. There is one more thing. I mean, even when when you're coming into land, you got to remember to stow that bar. So I would still encourage you to try it, and at least you know what it's all about. It's not real difficult to hook up, and it wouldn't be that difficult to unhook up.
Right. So the whole setting the length and all that stuff, that's where I get a little, it kind of bothers me. Because if it's too tight and you push all the way out, can't you like do a frontal or something?
Well, when you push, the way I understand it is you're supposed to have, when both your legs are fully extended, you want to have just a slight bend. A slight, like, you don't want to push your legs to where they're completely straight.
Okay, right.
So, I mean, I've only done it like 3 times since it's been installed. So I'm far from an expert, but that's my understanding. You don't want to be able to lock your knees.
Right.
You shouldn't have to lock your knees.
So how much tension, I don't honestly remember, because I wasn't on speed bar very long. I literally went to speed bar and then was told to grab all my A's and yank them down, which put me into and then come off a speed bar, which put me into a tight spiral down with 50% wing folded under to the other side. I had almost one tip of my left tip of my wing almost touching the right tip of my wing, folded under. I was like, this is going to be fun. And so I didn't really get, I got to feel the speed pickup, and 5 seconds later I was in a full just spiral down, fighting to get the wing to come back and work like it's supposed to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I tell you, there is a noticeable increase in speed using speed bars. And by noticeable, I mean maybe a few miles per hour, which can make the difference in you being able to keep up with your buddies or not. I mean, it seems like everybody has a faster wing than I do.
Yeah. Daniel said that he's in the air listening, so he's flying listening to us. So sorry to ruin your flight with our voices. Oh man, I'm excited. I've already Last night I couldn't go to sleep. I was up till about 1, a little after 1. I think I was back up at 4:30. I'm ready for this fly-in. I'm just excited. I got the camper all loaded up. Now, when I get there and I get it all set up so that Mark walks in and gets his chocolate on his pillow and all that good stuff, I told Krista, I said, I'm going to probably wipe the whole inside of the camper down because we haven't done that in a while. Not that it's dirty or anything, but I like to it's the camper. So I like to keep things tidied up. Mark, just so you know, you're more than welcome after you get out of bed in the morning to make it, but we're not going to hide it like in your camper because it's the dinette and that's all it is just the bed because the dinette's broke, thanks to Krista. But don't tell her I said that.
She broke the dinette?
I can't confirm nor deny.
Nice.
I want to replace the wood that's on top that makes the table. I have the metal frame that makes it a table, but I don't know how to finish the wood. Mark, you did with your cargo trailer conversion. What did you epoxied that wood?
Yeah, I put vinyls down on it, and then I put a bunch of coats of epoxy on it.
So I think I might end up doing that. Because I was thinking about getting that countertop cover stuff but doing the edge and everything, I just have a feeling it would not hold up over time. So I think I'm going to epoxy it myself.
Yeah, my table turned out nice.
Yes, it did. I got to match it to the interior. So can you paint it first before you epoxy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just stained mine.
Right. All right. All right. Well, then now I just need to find the time to do that. That'll be right next to finishing the bathroom and selling my motorcycle.
There you go.
No problem.
So, there's another fly-in coming up, too, is there not?
Swanee. Yep, Swanee. Yeah. Those dates are... So those dates, I believe, is the 13th to the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's the weekend after this in Live Oak, Florida. It's on almost all the paramotor pages that I've seen. I would be going to that normally, but I have Brian's fly-in this weekend, then it's Swanee, and then we're going to North Carolina to another private fly-in. I don't know if he wants me to say anything, so I'm not going to say it, but I did hear there's some big pilots going to be there, like Todd Fods. Jesus, well, I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Yes. So, with a big pilot like that there, it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be I almost forgot. There's another huge pilot going too. I think his name is Will Fly. Will Fly, you going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Hey, Will.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now that you have that new van, did you order your 6-foot decals for the side of your van?
No, but I thought about it.
Oh, you should. Is it a white van?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll get probably be close to what I have on the trailer now. We'll see.
You need to get it. You
What's
need
that, Mark?
to get it set. He needs to get it set up where the decal is right at the driver's, where he's sitting in the paramotor, and he could roll his window down and wave to everybody.
Yeah, so the decal, like the paramotor's on the back. Yeah.
That thing is awesome. Yeah. That is totally cool.
That would be pretty awesome, dude. And then you got to make sure you put on YouTube, follow me, blah, blah, blah. Because, you're starving for subscribers and all.
We all are, man. been tough.
Mark, since your last two videos, how many subscribers have you jumped up to?
To 280.
I will
But
tell
I mean,
you,
that's not,
1,000?
it's 280.
what'd
Is
you
that
say,
in
Phone
thousands?
Man?
Was that in thousands, Mark?
Yeah, thousands of 280.
Yeah. um.
More decals.
So Jr. Paramotor, I was on his live on TikTok the other day, and he mentioned me a couple times, and at the end of that live, I picked up 10 new followers on TikTok. I was like, well, that was easy. That's the biggest jump I ever had.
Yeah, man. You know, I think a lot of it is, but one thing, Mark, I see your decals freaking place.
Yeah, that's funny
You know?
sometimes.
So you need more decals.
I know, Mark. We need decals. We need to cover. Listen, it's so
I have
bad.
decals.
Mark is so bad. He puts decals on my cargo trailer. I do the advertising going down the road for him, and he asks me for the receipts for gas so he can claim it on his taxes.
That's because I'm broke. Trying to make ends meet.
Smart guy.
Oh man, dude, I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to see you guys. It's gonna be a blast, man. Who else?
Yeah.
Who all?
I think
Do you
so.
remember the list of people who are going? Am I allowed to say, or probably not?
Man, I don't know. No, I have no idea whether you're allowed to say or not.
Me neither. I'm just gonna kind of go over to. What do you say? There's 15 people, 10 people. I don't remember even how many people he said he was going.
I'm pretty sure Tucker's going to be there.
Oh, stop it.
Tucker McElroy.
Dead. What? Just dead. Hey, Mark, how's your dad doing?
They're doing good. They did good. They got to spend a lot of money, but pretty much all the houses need new roofs, and they think they need 5 new roofs, gutters, fascia, soffit, rebuild the room on the back of the house. But I mean, it didn't blow the houses apart like it did in Miami. So
Yeah, with
not
Andrew.
this. Yeah, with Andrew, I mean, it was, and there's some of that there in Southwest Florida, but like his neighborhood, you know, everybody needs roofs and stuff like that. All the fences are gone, but it didn't blow the houses apart, and they were there. They stayed in the house during it, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about him, so I'm glad he's
Yeah,
doing
thank
okay.
you.
It's no fun spending money, I'm sure, but that's a small price to pay when it could have turned out a whole lot, worse.
Yeah, that's for sure. And he's self-insured, and so I was worried about it because he has 5 homes in Port Charlotte, and so whatever. I took him down 130 gallons of gas. I took down 2 generators, the camper, 20 gallons of diesel, about $800 of non-perishable food. So they're all good. Yeah, they're good to go now.
Yeah, you don't think about stuff like that, but I remember with Hurricane Andrew, which I went through down in South Florida, the hardest thing to find was ice.
Yeah.
Ice, yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. But you don't think about those things when you have them.
I even took them down. I wish it had been your ice cream, but I bought more ice cream and put it in the freezer of the camper and took that to him for a snack.
Well, I bet he
I wish I
appreciated
would've-
that.
Mark, I wish I'd have thought about that. I should have brought was it James that I met?
Yeah, that's my nephew. That's a good
Okay.
guy.
No, I wish I would have thought about the ice thing because I could have gave him an ice maker and got it back later.
Yeah,
Do they have power?
no, they don't have power. I mean, other than the generators and fuel, but it tore the power off the side of the house. It broke the meter box and the pole, bent the pole and broke the meter box. And it's hard to get a meter box right now. You know, a meter receptacle box. It's
Yeah.
hard to get that in general, and we were looking everywhere for one. Finally, I called Shane thinking he might could get one on the East Coast, and he wound up being able to get us one from a friend, you know, a brand new one in the box from an electrician friend. So he
Nice.
hooked us up on that. Yeah, that was
Oh,
a big
Do
Krista.
you
help.
use a water meter?
Sir?
Can't you just use one of Shane's water meters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring the power right through. It'd be straight connected. Trust me. No, actually, I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, and they were like, "Yeah, you have to order those." So I called Mark and I said, "Mark, there's none of those around here. Um, I have no idea." And then Krista's like, "Don't we know electricians?" I was like, "Crap! I've got like 3 guys that have their own companies." I'm like, "Mark, let me call you right back." First guy I called, he's like, "Yeah, I'm right down the road from Lowe's. Meet me at Lowe's. I'll see if this is what you need." And within
Nice.
less than an hour from the time I left my house till I called Mark with it in the back of my truck, and then I went over. It was like maybe a 30-minute drive, 22-minute drive over down 192 to get to meet up with James and give it to him. Yeah, dude, like I told Mark, I'd drive all the way over to Tampa if I needed to help out whatever I could do. It doesn't matter to me. I know
Yeah,
if I was in, I'd be thankful. And I know his dad is nothing like Mark. I mean, he would definitely be thankful for me to help out. So,
yeah, he's actually a good person.
Your dad is really nice, Mark.
Yeah, I wish he was going to be coming this weekend, but of course he
yeah,
really
he's
doesn't
got-
have his hands. He really doesn't have his hands full now so much because everything's done that's not going to be contracted out, and we already got a contractor for all the houses.
right.
But
Well, you know,
but anyways, he's going to stay home and keep an eye on it.
I was going to say, Mark, I do have 2 extra beds in the camper that aren't being used.
Yeah, I wish he'd come up.
I mean, I'd meet him at 75 and 10, and we could just take the camper off my truck and just put it on his, and we ride out.
It don't even hurt to just have him get in the passenger seat. He has that card in his front pocket.
Hey, I'm just trying to help him save money. What's up, Brian? We got Pearl Jam in the house.
Pearl
Oh,
Jam.
Yeah.
He's still in the mountains.
hey, Brian, are you
He's
still in the mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, Virginia. Yeah, his camper or his motorhome broke down. So
Yeah, it
Brian.
says he's finally getting it fixed.
Get a differential fixed.
He's still at pace. Holy crap.
Holy ca- hey, those people are like, dude, you're not supposed to. This isn't a year-round fly-in. You're supposed to show up and leave.
Move along. No, that's a
Well, it
beautiful
wouldn't be.
coach.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad to be broke down in that coach. I mean, financially, it wouldn't be that fun, but the accommodations wouldn't be that bad.
I got news for you. That 36-foot cargo trailer he's got pulling behind it isn't a bad setup either.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's like, dang, man. Get my hind teeth to have either one of those.
Yeah, I'm driving a 45-foot long motorhome with a 36-foot cargo trailer behind it. There's 18 wheelers. There's 18 wheelers aren't even that dang long.
You got that, you don't need a big house. You already got it.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. That's a long vehicle right there. I would like to know how he pulled into Easy Pace, because that turn is not that ain't easy.
But I'm
Oh, Easy Pace. I see what you did.
Is the last Swanee Live Oak? Is that the last flying of the season, or is there any others coming up? Like Florida, why don't they have more fly-ins in the winter?
I 100% agree with you. I mean, you're talking. We average during the wintertime. Our average temperature is like 55, 60 degrees at the coldest part of the day. So I don't know why that what is it, Sunnyland? They should do one. I got some reservations about them, but that's my own personal thing. But the setup there is nice. I don't know why they don't do it more during the wintertime. Compound or Palm Bay is closed, so you can't have one there anymore. What is that? Pear Rave Island or whatever it is. They have some island thing that you literally have to put your gear on and take a pontoon boat across. Then you get dropped off on an island. None of that seems interesting.
Hope that wasn't in Southwest Florida.
No, actually about 40 minutes northwest of me here. I want to say it's off of 520 or 520. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It's less than 40 minutes from here. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, Tampa, there's areas in Tampa, not now, but there's places in Tampa they could be flying, having. Oh, sorry, I just got a text message from Smart Car Brian's wife wanting to know the address to Waller's. Let me just go ahead and just say that live on the air here.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Paramotor NC said, let's just pick a weekend and meet up at a PPG-friendly airport in Florida in January.
Well, you find me one that, oh, actually, technically, if you guys wanted to, we could have people stay here, and the Sebastian Airport is PPG friendly, and it is literally a 5-minute flight from the airport to the beach. We can go 10 minutes north or 35 minutes, 40 minutes south, and then do a big loop. It's about an hour and a half flight. It's pretty good. But
and you also have a campground down there.
Yes. Yes, 100%. Right now, I just drove by that same campground that's on the beach. It's directly on the beach. They have about 13 or 14 campsites that are on the beach. I think they only had 3 or 4 campers in there now. The problem with this campground is first come, first serve. There's no reservations. So what would happen is if all the beach parking is taken up, then you just have to go across the street. Big deal. We just loaded up my truck, dumped off the paramotors, drove the truck back to our campsite, and then I walked back to the beach, and we all took off from there. But yes, it is a PPG-friendly beach.
That's something on my bucket list. That Todd Falls had invited me down there to fly the beach, and I regret not taking him up on it, but I just couldn't at the time. But I want to fly a beach. I know you got to contend with sand and stuff like that, but you could take off, like you said, Sebastian, and then 5-minute flight. That's perfect.
Yeah, no, it is. I want to say it's a 35 minute flight from the campground down to Sebastian Inlet and back. It's a good ride. It's a good flight for sure. You could fly 100 feet off the shore and 100 feet high, and just look at all the dolphin, all the sea turtles, the sharks, manatees, a bunch of pale white northerners. I mean, it's all good.
That's something to see.
Find out manatee.
And he's from Florida. What the heck? Oh. I'm surprised that Eric DeFore doesn't put something together for a fly-in.
So his airport isn't quite as friendly as Sebastian, which is literally like 2 miles apart. They don't have access. You can't even drive out to the LZ. You have to walk your gear, and it could be up to 150 yards from the gate.
Well, that's okay with me so long as your wife and my dad are there.
Yeah, to carry your gear, but I don't have that luxury. But yeah, it's anytime you guys want to come down, just let me know. Like I said, I got the camper. It's got it's hooked to. It's got power, so you guys. There's several people can stay in the camper.
Yeah, Paramotor NC was talking about the fact that he moved up north. Yeah, DeFore just built a brand new. He's in the middle of building a brand new place up towards Jacksonville, I believe.
A
Yeah, I'm not
brand new
100%
house or a brand new paramotor setup.
I think he's setting up a new school down there. Is he not? Or up there?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Hey, Paramotor NC, let me know when you're coming, dude. You got a place to stay here, and you can bring your camper and park it in the front. Whatever you want. You can stay in the camper. I don't care. If we get to fly, we fly. That's all there is to it.
Oh, so yeah, speaking of paramotor and sea, those pictures I sent you, I was in your neck of the woods the other day. That you get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I don't. So, how far does Jesus? How far does Ben live from you?
Like 3.5 hours, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about right. 3.5 hours.
Just for he worried about getting a restraining order because you're not going to drive that far that often.
Yeah, I should have taken a picture of his back door. It's like, what?
Yeah. All right, guys, it's almost that time. Man, I'm super excited. We're ready to rock and roll. We're gonna make this happen. Mark McElroy, where can we find you on social media and this weekend?
YouTube, Paralife PPG, and this weekend I'll be slumming inside of Shane's camper at the Holler at the Waller.
Yeah, the bathroom's not quite as big as the one in your camper, though, just so you know. It's a little bit tighter quarters. Will Fly, where can we find you on social media and this weekend?
You can find me on YouTube, Will Fly, or online at willflyppg.com.
You guys can YouTube at Never Trust Skinny Chef Shane or ppgshane.com on TikTok. Man, I'm done with this talking thing. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for bed. All right, guys. We will see you guys. Yes, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully with some new video up and talking about the flying at Waller's. The Waller Hall. What is the Holler? What do we call it?
The Holler at the Waller.
Waller. Holler at the Waller. Jesus. All right, I'm done with this. Good night, guys. Peace.
Good night.
I've got a lot to say.